Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. How are you, my dear students? I hope you are so fine. Today, we are going to have the final revision of Cluster B. First of all, I want you to know that you are going to have 4 parts in your final test. The first part is listening. You are going to listen to 2 recordings. Answer the questions as you listen or immediately after. You are going to listen to each recording twice. You are going to be asked 5 multiple choice questions for each, so concentrate well. The second part is reading. In the reading section, you will read a passage, a persuasive passage, and answer 6 multiple choice questions and 2 constructed response questions. The third part is the use of language, vocabulary, and grammar. In this section, you will answer 8 multiple choice questions. The fourth part is writing prompt. In this section, you will respond to 1 persuasive prompt and a graphic organizer. You can find the graphic organizer in your workbook, page 37. How to write a persuasive essay. It's very important to plan well for your writing. You divide your persuasive essay into 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph is the introduction. In the introduction, you state the topic and express your opinion. The second paragraph, third paragraph, and fourth paragraph is the main body of your persuasive essay. In the second paragraph, you are going to express your first viewpoint with reasons and examples. In the third part or the third paragraph, you are going to express the second viewpoint with reasons and examples also. In the third part of the main body, you are going to refute the opposing viewpoint, giving us more reasons and examples. The last part and the 5th paragraph is the conclusion. Summarize your viewpoints and restate your opinion. When you write a persuasive essay, you are going to need some persuasive techniques to persuade the others with your point of view. The first persuasive technique is topic and supporting details. State the topic and give more and more details to persuade us. For example, lack of sleep means that the body and brain don't work properly. If you don't go to bed at reasonable time, you will be sleepy. Furthermore, it causes tiredness. So the topic now is lack of sleep, and we give some details about this issue. The second persuasive technique is rhetorical question. A question that's asked which makes the reader think. It doesn't need a direct answer. Like, for example, how would you feel if you had 2 hours of homework every night? Another persuasive technique is emotive language. When words are used to make the reader feel a certain emotion, like sadness, anger, happiness, and so on. For example, we are the poor, helpless children who are forced to do hours and hours of homework every night. The fourth one is exaggeration. When information is given that's over the top or slightly untrue. For example, if you get the full mark, or if I get the full mark, I'm going to move to the moon. It's something extraordinary, I think. Then, facts and statistics. When truthful information is given to back up a point. For example, 95% of heavy smokers die of cancer. Groups of 3. When you give 3 adjectives or phrases to emphasize a point. For example, this film is boring, dull, and uninteresting. Okay, that's for persuasive essay. Then let's move to some grammatical points, beginning with reported speech. I want you to try to report the following sentences. The first one, we arrived at about 7. How can we change this sentence into reported speech? First, I want you to know what type of sentence is it. Is it a statement, yes, no question, WH question, or command? It's a statement because it starts with a subject. We arrived about 7. When we change it into reported speech, we use they told us. That. We can use that, and it's up to you. You can use it or not. They told us that they had arrived about 7. What happened to the sentence now? We change we into they, and then change the tense from past simple into past perfect. Arrived, change it into had arrived. So they told us that they had arrived about 7. What type of sentence? It's a statement, right? I'm leaving now. When we change it into reported speech, we say that he told us that he was leaving then. I change it into he, and the present continuous to past continuous or past progressive. The word now change it into then. So the sentence, he told us that he was leaving then. It's another type of sentences. It's a question. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? With question mark. So it's obvious that it's a question. He asked me what I was doing there. What I was doing there. So I use the same WH word as a linking word. Then we change the question into statement. So we must begin our sentence with subject after the linking word, after the WH word. He asked me what I was doing there. So I change the present continuous into past continuous. Let's have another question. Where did you go yesterday? It's a question, WH question. In which tense? In the past tense, past simple tense. So when I change it into reported speech, he asked me and use the same WH word where I had gone the day before. Where I had gone, because the sentence is in the simple past, I change it into the past perfect tense, and I change yesterday into the day before. Concentrate. After the word where, I begin with the subject, or I use the subject. I had gone the day before. Let's have another type of questions. It's not WH question, it's yes no question. Have you finished your homework? Have you finished your homework? He asked me if. So I use if or whether. If I have no question word, I use if or whether if I have no question word. So I say he asked me if I had finished my homework. So I change present perfect into past perfect and use the subject after if. It means that I change it into statement. I can say if had I finished. It's right to say if I had finished my homework. Let's have another sentence. Did you go to the planetarium with your colleagues? Did you go to the planetarium with your colleagues? He asked me if I had gone. He asked me if I had gone to the planetarium with my colleagues. So the sentence or the question is yes no question in the past simple tense. So I change it into past perfect and begin with or use I after if to make it statement. He asked me if I had gone to the planetarium with my colleagues. Another type of sentence, it's command. If someone gives you instructions or asks you something to do. Open the window. Open the window. The sentence that begins with a base form or the base form of the verb. How can I change it into reported? The teacher told me, ordered me, asked me to open the window. To open the window. So if the sentence begins with a command or a verb in the base form, use to, and then the base form of the verb, don't make any changes. The teacher told me to open the window. Another sentence, don't chew gum in class. Don't chew gum in class. The teacher ordered me not to chew gum in class. So if the sentence starts with don't, use not to. I say the teacher ordered me not to because he doesn't want me to do something like that. That's about reported speech. Thank you very much for the first part in our revision. Let's move to the second part. Thank you very much.